Welcome to Fair Lady of the Loch Tarot. Thank you for joining me. Today we are doing a personal reading for Lady M. And this is part 2 of that personal reading. So part 1 was the tarot and oracle message. And part 2 is the rune reading as well as a crystal energy consultation. So how I read runes is I do a past, present, and future pull, and then we read from the Runes book by Kitty Gilsborough to help with the translation of the Elder Futhark. So all personal readings that are purchased from me on Etsy at fairladyoftheloch.etsy.com include a full tarot, oracle, rune, and crystal energy reading, as well as a bonus question reading. So if there's anything that needs to be clarified or asked about, I offer another reading for that as well. And then I post them on YouTube and TikTok under a code name, and then a report is sent to Etsy with the cards and crystals and that sort of thing. Okay, so for Lady M's past, present, future poll, we have the Isa rune. Okay, we have the Thurzaz rune, and we have the Uruz rune. Okay, and so in the past position we have Isa, and we will read from that first. Okay, here it is in the book. Origin of word ice, symbol of a freeze. From the Poetic Edda, bark of rivers and roof of the wave and destruction of the doomed. So this is your past symbol. And the runes can sometimes be a little harsher than the tarot, but sometimes they can also be very, very forgiving. So we'll figure this out as we go along, but just remember that as we go, okay? This icicle slices through the page, single-minded and clean. This rune almost needs no translation, thinking not just of the word, so like our own, but also the clear, brutal shape of the rune itself. The ice makes a kind of spear shape on the page, and like a spear, it keeps perfectly straight and true. The line is unbroken and unbending. It is a hymn of focus, control, and concentration. There is a stillness to this shape, the stillness of a frozen sea or a frozen river. It takes those 9 daughter-sister mothers and keeps them in check for a moment. This is a low-energy rune, one that warns you to conserve your energy and bide your time. This is a hard time, or hard times are coming. The rivers will freeze solid. You must be prepared, and if you are not prepared, be still. Don't waste what warmth you have left on trying to fight something as hard and cold as ice. This is destruction and this is doom. This is not a laughing matter. This is winter, pure and simple, and an Icelandic winter is not a good way to test yourself. This is a serious challenge, and sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. If you try to fight, you'll slip, and it will slip from your fingers. There's something treacherous about ice, something beautiful too, but something that can betray you. Anyone can slip walking across it, even someone mighty or someone strong. In fact, the more forcefully you take the walk across the glacier, the more likely you are to tumble. Ice will bring you low. So stay low, stay small, stay humble, stay warm. Could you let this one go? Could you sit this one out and wait for the spring? So the translation that I am getting here for your past position very much coincides with what we saw in the tarot. That you have suffered loss, that you have had a miscarriage, but this is telling you that it wasn't your fault. There's nothing you could have done about it. Okay, it has nothing to do with weakness or strength or what you did or didn't do. Okay, these things just happen. Okay, but it does give you a word of advice on staying calm and resting through your next pregnancy, okay? Um, Take care of yourself. Have that mental clarity of mind, healing from the pain from before, letting go of that fear and that stress and that doubt, okay? This is very synchronous with that tarot message that we got, okay? All right. Now, let us look at Thurzaz, which is this one right here. This is your present position. Giant thorn, the god Thor, symbol of protection and luck. From the Poetic Edda, torture of women and cliff dweller and husband of a giantess. This letter is Thorn, Thurzaz, giant. The Thurs were great giants once. They were husbands to their wives and horror to all other women. Think of Thor the mighty with his hammer that brings thunder. Think of his brute strength and powerful energy. Picture Thor of the Marvel movies if you want. This works especially if you find Chris Hemsworth attractive, because this is the ruin of strong male sexuality, of unbridled lust, and powerful enthusiasm that sweeps you off your feet. It's the part of the journey where the seed is planted. In other words, this is sex, fertility, and impregnation. Think also that this ruin can mean simply thorn. Think of how a thorn embeds itself in your flesh. Know it hooks you in. So I'm sorry, how it hooks you in, how you want to look at the pretty rose, and then the thorn catches the soft skin of your finger. When runes seem to have contradictory or multiple meanings, it's often because we're applying modern logic. A prick of a thorn is nothing like a sexually aggressive god giant, but think laterally and think body. Don't be too 21st century about this. It's necessary when you tell the ruins to let the past into your body, to not look at their lives of blood and sex and storms with a Western Christianish lens. You must be with them, sit with them and what they have to tell you, and it makes a dark kind of sense. It's sometimes nice, after all, when someone says the quiet part out loud. And Thurzaz is loud. Do the thing. Make it happen. Bend things to your will. Be kind, too, if you can. Thurzaz is not kind, but you can be better. This is your present position, and this is very much a confirmation of that pregnancy energy that we saw. This is a fertility ruin. This is a pregnancy ruin. This is the act of impregnation, how it actually comes to be, okay? Making that baby, right? So that's your present position, and this very much confirms what we saw in the cards. It's beautiful to have this kind of synchronicity in a reading. I really do. I really love that when that happens. All right, your future position is Uruz, which you can see here. Okay. Origin of the word oryx, symbol of strength and change. Wild ox and drizzle. From the Poetic Edda, lamentation of the clouds and ruin of the hay harvest and abomination of the shepherd. If Fehu brings us cattle, then Uruz is the wild ox. Uruz is related to the word oryx, a great ancestor of our modern-day buffalo and cow. Huge and horned, we hunted them to extinction a long time ago, but they live in this ruin forever. Uruz is also drizzle, small rain, rain that soaks the hay before you bring it in, and rain that makes the outside just a little bit grimmer than it needs to be. This ruin is an interruption, literally a rainy day. This is the rainy day you have been saving for, so what have you saved? The great oryx has broken down your fences, and the small rain is here. How will you react to wildness? This is something untamed, something like a bull in a china shop. Your plans are disrupted, your ambitions thwarted. Life is what happens, as they say, when we're making other plans, and this is life. When the wild ox bursts into your world, things will get broken, but not by malice. The ox is so full of strength and heft and power that she just can't see the little things. They don't matter to her, and if you try to trap her or control her or contain her, she will be scared and only kick harder. This is the freedom of chaos, and while it can't be avoided, it can be embraced. Because, of course, without drizzle you have no crops. Without wild oxen you have no cattle. These are vital interruptions into our lives. We have to embrace them, for without them there is no life at all. There are projects all over the world working to bring the Oryx back to life. Of course they were unpredictable. Of course they were too big to handle. Of course they were wild and frightening. And yet we find when they're gone, we miss them, and we will do anything to bring them back. We need wildness in our lives. We need beautiful chaos. Lean in, friend. So this is really talking about all the things that happen once you become a parent. Your world is turned upside down. Everything changes, but it is the most beautiful of chaos that you will ever experience in your life. So hang in there. It can be exhausting. It can be overwhelming. But in the end, you wouldn't trade it for anything. Okay? So take care of yourself. Self-care is really, really important, especially when you're pregnant and after you've had a child. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, enough to eat, take good care of yourself, okay? And enjoy every moment as best as you can. Now, if you struggle with things like postpartum depression or anything like that, remember, it is not your fault, okay? That is a medical condition, and there is help, so seek it, all right? Make sure you get the help that you need if that proves to be something that you have difficulty with, okay? All right, so lean in, my friend. You're going to have quite the ride, quite the experience. Okay, and I will photograph these runes for you and send those to you. Okay, I'm just going to clear them away right now for a moment so we can talk about your crystals. So first, I intuitively pulled you some crystals to aid you in your current fertility pregnancy journey. Okay, the energies of these crystals are believed to aid in that endeavor. Now, if you have any medical or psychological, physical issues at all, please do seek medical attention. While crystals can add beauty to your life and they can bring comfort, they are not a substitute for medical treatment. Okay? All right. So first, we're going to start off with one of my absolute favorites. And I hope that you find these to be beautiful just to enjoy on the video. Even if you are never able to have the crystals, you can always look back on this video and enjoy the vibe from the video, okay? But one of my absolute favorites is fluorite. And I have a bunch of different pieces here so that you can see just the wide variety of beauty that it comes in. I mean, it's just extraordinary in its diversity. So we have the green fluorite. It can come in towers, it can come in carvings, it can come in freeform, in the raw. And this is a combination of green fluorite on the top and a bit of rainbow fluorite on the bottom. As you can see, this is in the raw piece there. You can get it in shapes such as this. This is purple fluorite. It also comes in clear. Rainbow fluorite. See all the different colors, the stripes colors. I don't know if it's showing very well on here, but blueberry fluorite. This is a really, really blue. It's not going to pick up on the video. But it, fluorite, it just has so many different options to work with, and it helps with protection, and fertility, pregnancy, that sort of thing. Okay, so it comes in a bunch of different forms, and you can choose, obviously, if you want to, what's best for you with that. These raw specimens that I just moved off over here to the side, and these here, these rainbow fluorites, I got from a Thunder's Trove, if that's helpful to you. These others I got locally from shops that wouldn't do you much good unless you're from where I'm from. But a Thunder's Trove has some really reasonable prices if you're really interested in some of these pieces here. Okay, another one of my absolute favorites that helps with pregnancy, fertility, and motherhood in general. So these are good just for, you know, being a mother, period, is moonstone. Okay. And moonstone comes in a variety of colors. This is rainbow moonstone. And it very specifically works with fertility and motherhood. Okay. Then we have the black moonstone, white moonstone, which you can get, you know, necklaces like this one made out of them, so you can carry them with you always. And then there's a creamy color of moonstone. Other colors of moonstone I don't have here at the moment with me, but you can get green moonstone, peach moonstone. You know, there's other colors that you may find work best for you. Okay, another one that helps with motherhood, especially when it comes to breastfeeding, is selenite. Now, selenite is just a good one to have all the way around. It cleanses other crystals, recharges them. But the selenite, especially the satin spar selenite, is believed to aid with breastfeeding mothers, okay, during that time. And then there's also the pink selenite, which has that loving element to it. Okay. Okay. Now, another one that helps with fertility, pregnancy, abundance, prosperity is the green aventurine. Okay, and you can get much bigger pieces than this. This just happens to be the one that I had handy. Okay, passion and fertility with carnelian. Okay. Others that help are with pregnancy and fertility and motherhood are aquamarine, jade, very abundant, prosperous stone, citrine. I have the smoky citrine here for the more clearer version. Unakite, rhodonite, and it comes in so many different colors of pink and with black. Okay, you can get a light pink or brighter pink, whatever works best for you. That loving energy definitely comes through there with the pink color. Rose quartz, whether you want to get it in a shape that really emphasizes that love with the heart in the raw, or polished like this lavender rose quartz. It really brings in that loving energy in there. Okay. Ruby and zoisite, and this is a little goddess figurine here, which is some believe helps with fertility. And then clear quartz is the master healer, and the black tourmaline that you see inside of it is for protection. And this is actually a pregnant goddess body. So very much can act as a totem for your intuition and manifestation to focus on, your intention to focus on. And it brings in that healing and protective energy together as tourmalated quartz. Those are from my daughter's collection. She really loves those. Lepidolite is another one for fertility, but it also helps with anxiety, fear, doubt, emotional balance, and stability, as does white howlite. Okay, howlite is very much about that emotional healing, balance, and stability. And I was intuitively drawn to pick this for you because of the sense of loss that I was feeling from you. Okay, now those are the ones that I intuitively drew for you. Now let's look at what the spirits, ancestors, and the divine might have to say about what crystals would be a benefit for you to work with. Okay. All right. We have topaz for love, passion, and purpose. We have amazonite for fluidity, playful, and optimism. And optimism is going to be a very powerful energy for you, okay? We saw that in your reading, that you need to have that optimistic viewpoint. That's going to be really crucial, okay, for you. All right. We have angel aura, happiness, beauty, and joy. And that's an 8 energy. That's a very abundant energy there, okay? Amber for luck, courage, and self-confidence. Rhodonite, which we saw here in the intuitively selected. So that's a confirmation that rhodonite would be of benefit to you. Abalone shell, which is calming, soothing, and healing. So once again, that calming energy, like what we saw with the pedalite and the white halite. Okay. Tourmaline, calmness, stabilizing, and reaffirming. Okay, tourmaline comes in a bunch of different colors, including the black tourmaline that you see here in the pregnant goddess body. Peridot, effervescent joy and happiness. That one's a beautiful one, isn't it? The feelings of joy and happiness being effervescent is just a beautiful feeling. Hematite, grounding, practicality, and courage. Okay. And bloodstone, courage, vitality, and energizing. Okay, we'll give them one last shuffle to make sure there's not anything else that might be of benefit to you. And then I will photograph your rune reading and your crystal consultation, and I will send you a list in your report of the crystals as well. Okay, Lady M? All right, carnelian. So that is a confirmation that carnelian would be a good one for you. Creativity, confidence, and passion. Okay, so we had that intuitively here. And titanium aura, balance, energizing, and refreshing. So there's that emphasis on balance that we saw again. Okay, I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so if you would. I'd appreciate it. If there's anything that you need clarity on or have further questions on, let me know either here in the comments on TikTok or YouTube, or in private message on TikTok or Etsy, okay? And then I will do that for your bonus answering video. All right? You've got this. I see beautiful things for you. All right? Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved always. Don't ever doubt it. Okay? And you've got this. You absolutely have this. Bye.